Megan Thee Stallion gets caught red-handed doing the unthinkable. Now, it's no secret that the music industry is super sketchy. Even Russ went on Flagrant 2 and sort of exposed these weird games the music industry plays when it comes to streaming and charting.
You know what I just
So this is not, it's not like a, I'm not sitting here like
conspiratorial. This is how
I really think people are fake.
Yeah.
And like once you know, it's really easy to tell which songs are being fake.
Who's the most fake?
Yeah.
No, I can't say that.
Come on. Listen, I'm not gonna. We were talking on Brilliant Idiots, and Charlamagne said it was a Drake song that came out. It was a Drake and SZA song.
SZA, yeah.
And he was like, it went #1 one week,
Yeah.
and the next week it just fell off.
Right.
And he was like, listen, those are the types of things where you go, are these songs being pumped up by the label? Because I think Doja Cat's song Paint the Town Red had been in that top 5 for weeks.
Right.
That you're not going to keep faking streams
Yes,
for.
you are.
For really?
I'm not saying that she was doing that.
But you would fake
but I'm
streams
just
for
saying,
months?
I'm just saying, like, this is the thing.
Think of the perception you
You're
just had of
getting
Doja
real,
Cat.
like, it has
And
to
how
be a
big she must
song.
be.
But there's going to be diminishing returns if you keep having to spend $100 grand every month, no?
With Russ giving so much information on Flagrant 2 and other people calling out the industry for fake streams and a lot of information being thrown at the consumers, it had the consumers, including myself, on edge and really skeptical of everything, including chart data, stream numbers, etc., etc. So Megan Thee Stallion picked the wrong week, I guess, to go #1. On February 5th, chart data announced that Megan Thee Stallion's new song, Hiss, debuted at #1 on the Billboard charts. This #1 was shocking to a lot of people because the record made absolutely no impact, and it came at a really convenient time. She had dropped the record, and this was her first record in her new distribution deal, and also the record was her diss track to the industry, pretty much putting her middle finger up against the critics, against other artists like Nicki Minaj and Joe Budden. So she dropped a diss track. She's embroiled into this rap beef with Nicki Minaj, and everybody is counting her out, and then boom, she gets to #1. So it was really suspicious to a lot of people, but Megan Thee Stallion will relish and claim the moment of getting this #1. Megan Thee Stallion will post after the announcement that she went #1, "Thank you, God. Thank you, Mama." And she would also thank her fans and say that she's gonna stay grateful, and she encourages her fans to keep going hard for her and stay positive. Megan Thee Stallion wasn't done with the celebration yet though, because as people question how authentic this #1 really is, Megan Thee Stallion will post a promo reel where it lists all the world records this song broke.
I feel like Mariah Carey.
Now, Meg goes on to list a slew of records, such as fastest selling song of 2024, biggest streaming of the year, #1 on Billboard Hot 100, #1 on Billboard Global 200. And she continues, man, it says it's #1 on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, and every other DSP. But she wasn't done. She continues, says it's Apple #1 streaming. She listed the various countries that she was #1 in, and it went on. But no matter how hard she tried to convince people this was an authentic #1, nobody believed her because it didn't make sense. A lot of people only heard this song via clips on Instagram or Twitter, and it really made no impact, right? The song had no replay value. People were not bumping it. It wasn't big on radio, right? Like the song, like this is the least likely song to go #1.
Period. That a song with no hook, where you just firing at niggas, and with that long speech in it, like we was talking about. Like, so for that
you was
to go #1, yeah, that's big. That's big. That's big. Gotta give it to him. Gotta give it to him.
Think it's real? Personally? No. Because don't y'all say people could trick and play with the numbers, right? No, I don't think that. I think it's real in that sense, but I think it was machine play behind it to make that happen. That's what I mean. So it ain't real.
It's real because it happened.
Yeah.
It's real because it happened.
That's members of the Joe Budden podcast discussing Megan Thee Stallion going #1, and they're calling it out for being inorganic and having bot play. Now, Joe Budden is real sly with how he handled the situation, because Joe Budden has been painted as a Megan Thee Stallion hater, and she even dissed him for hating on her. So Joe Budden goes out of his way to say, well, it's real because it happens. But he doesn't truly believe that it happened organically, right? There's bot play that's involved. Now, his host begins to press him further, and Joe Budden takes a sly way out by telling the host that he loves to step on people's moment.
But it's manufactured.
Yes, that's the way it's manufactured, for sure. But I don't want to diminish it. It's still an accomplishment.
Not organic.
You got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Salute to her either way. All right. I'm leaving it alone.
You do that a lot. You step on people's moment a lot.
Fam,
you take
because y'all tap dance around it and you know what we think.
Highlight that somebody's experiencing.
Y'all know what y'all.
And
y'all know
immediately get to stepping on that shit,
man. Because I'm not here to sugarcoat this shit. We can see through certain shit. This is the same fight that Nicki been talking about. The machines and the manufacturer. This, bro. I saw fucking. I think it was. There's a contest going where you could win some merch and you get a certain amount of entries by streaming the song here and signing up for the mailing list here. Like, this is all the little tricks of the trade that they disqualify other artists for. But because this one is on our side and in our group, we allow it to go. It's
let me say something to you.
Megan Thee Stallion's Hiss, after debuting at #1 on Billboard, completely drops and falls out of the top 10. But it gets worse than that. Now, the only reason why we're saying it hasn't completely fall out of the Billboard Top 100 is because we don't have access to the full list yet. We have access to the top 10 that Billboard announced. Megan Thee Stallion is not in the top 10. However, if we take a look at the Billboard 200 charts, which is out right now, it shows that Megan Thee Stallion completely fell out of the Billboard Top 200. Which will indicate that she completely fell out of the Billboard Top 100 charts, which will indicate that Megan Thee Stallion just broke another record. She broke Kendrick Lamar's record for the biggest drop on Billboard. You see, Kendrick Lamar debuted at number 16 and fell to about 97. Megan Thee Stallion debuting at #1 and falling off the charts completely is a world record. It's the biggest drop in Billboard history. But her drop signifies something that we all knew and guesstimated, which is Megan Thee Stallion, #1 was paid for, it was inorganic, and it was all bots. Megan Thee Stallion was in the middle of a heated rap battle with Nicki Minaj, and she was on the ropes, and she ain't really want to respond back to Nicki Minaj because she really can't, go toe-to-toe with the pen with Nicki. So she fell back and stayed quiet and pay for the #1 so she could come across as, yo, I don't need to respond back. I'm unbothered. I got the #1. But her paying for that #1 shows she was actually bothered. But this is just a trend in Megan Thee Stallion's career. Megan Thee Stallion used the Tory Lanez situation to sort of garner up this inauthentic, inorganic sympathy train, which in turn led to her receiving every award known to mankind. Grammys, VMAs, MTV Awards, BET Awards, that she didn't deserve. But because she was a victim and paraded as a victim, well, she got sympathy votes. I knew that Megan Thee Stallion's sympathy train was out of control when Megan Thee Stallion got nominated for Songwriter of the Year. What song has Megan Thee Stallion ever wrote, ever produced, wrote, that warrants her being nominated for Songwriter of the Year? But it was a sympathy thing. And now the sympathy train is gone, and she now has to stand on her own 2 feet as an artist and stand on her music and her merits. She can't. So now she's just buying the merits. It's embarrassing. And she got caught red-handed. This is going to prove to be the biggest mistake of her career. You see, we already associate Megan Thee Stallion, the person, as a liar. Megan Thee Stallion, away from music, her as a person is a liar. There's too many instances of her lying. Now we're going to associate Megan Thee Stallion, the artist, as a liar. See, Megan Thee Stallion, the person, we already associate with being fake and inorganic. Now we're going to associate Megan Thee Stallion, the artist, as fake and inorganic. So now she can't win, right? If Megan Thee Stallion says the sky is blue away from music, we think the sky is red. She's lying. Now if Megan Thee Stallion, the artist, who has had some big records in the past, now she can't win. Now if her album goes #1, it's automatically, man, she faked that thing, man. If her single goes #1, man, she faked that thing. She faked it. If she gets another record, oh, man, she out here buying records, man. Now it's over for her. It was already over for her as a person. We already was off Megan Thee Stallion as a person. Now it's over for her as an artist. Now there's nothing she can do to win no more, man. Because she wanted to go ahead and fake some streams. Bro, this is pitiful, man. Now, what would the excuse be? What would the next stick be? Who knows? But Megan Thee Stallion, bro, this is embarrassing. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this? Do y'all think that Megan Thee Stallion faked her views? If not, let me know, all right? And if you're still watching, click on this video somewhere on my screen to find out why Mike Epps threatened to shoot Shannon Sharp when they see each other. Click on this video here to find out what I'm talking about. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.